Today's lesson is on finding derivatives of tangent, cotangent, secant, and cosecant. So you're not really learning a new process. We're going to practice like the same processes: product rule, quotient rule, sum difference rule. But you just have to memorize more stuff. So I'm going to start with, you already know two of these. Let's just write all the trig ones. So review, derivative of sine x is cosine x, and derivative of cosine x is negative sine x. And then here's some new ones. Derivative of tan is secant, oops, I forgot my c, secant squared x. Derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant, negative cosecant squared. The derivative of secant is secant times tangent. And then the derivative of cosecant is negative, oops, I forgot my x again, cosecant x times cotangent x. So things we need to memorize. Let's see if we can just see some patterns to help us memorize. So these ones, pretty easy. Notice how cosine, cotangent, cosecant are all negative. So all the c's are going to be negative. Let's see, tangent and cotangent both have the squared. And then the secant and cosecant both have like the multiplication where it just repeats times tan. And I guess notice how like secant and tangent are paired up. Secant and tangent are paired up. Cotangent, cosecant, cosecant, cotangent. So just kind of look for those little patterns. It will help you memorize these. All right, so I just have 4 quick examples practicing these new functions. So if I have 4x minus tangent of x, let's find dy dx. And because it's just like the difference, you just have to take the derivative of this. Derivative of that is 4, and the derivative of the second term is secant squared, so minus secant squared. And then you're done. Okay, next example. H of x equals 3x cotangent x. So you should recognize this as the product rule. So the derivative of h, okay, derivative of the first is 3 times the second, which is cotangent, plus the first, 3x, times the derivative of the second. And the derivative of cotangent is negative cosecant squared. So bring that negative out in front so we can write 3 cotangent x minus 3x cosecant squared x. All right, next one, y equals theta over tangent of theta. So just if it helps you, I know people freak out when they see theta, just it's like x. Okay, so this is going to be quotient rule. So we've got the first, the second, so dy dx. Okay, derivative of x is 1. So 1 times the second function, which is just tan x, minus the first function x, times the derivative of the second one, which is secant squared, all over the second function squared. So tangent squared. And I guess since the problem started with theta, I mean, we really should stick with that. So tangent of theta minus theta secant squared over tan squared. Okay, here's the last example. G of x equals 4 secant x minus ln x. Okay, so this is just the difference one. So we just take the derivative of this and the derivative of this. So derivative of g of x is 4 times, okay, the derivative of secant. That is secant x times tan x. Minus the derivative of ln x is 1 over x. And that is all we can do. So this lesson is pretty easy. We're just practicing stuff we've been doing, but you just have to have the new trig function derivatives to memorize. Good luck.